Now let's get that message. The message coming from Kojo Yankson.
Yes,
the morning
indeed.
man.
Thank you. And today, the message I have for you is called Moses and Other Problems. Now, I remember my first job interview. It was for the role of assistant producer at the London studios of Channel 4. Oh, I was excited. I went in prepared, overflowing with confidence. I gave them a 5-minute presentation with 10 reasons why I deserved the job. Now, after I had wowed them with facts and figures and diagrams, the head of the panel spoke. He said, that's all well and good, but there's no experience on your CV. So I started to launch into another spiel about my unique qualities that made me the best candidate. And then another panelist raised her hand and said, look, Kojo, this job is about solving problems, and you have never even had a problem, let alone solved one. That shut me up. Now, I had walked into this interview with my head in the clouds. I was filled with unassailable confidence that I deserved this job and I would therefore get it. Now, I believed I deserved it, so I was simply showing up to ask for it, So to be told that I hadn't got the requisite experience, that stopped me in my tracks somewhat. But over time, I've come to realize that the job market is pretty much a perfect reflection of real life. Before status comes experience. In church, just a couple of Sundays ago, the preacher reminded me of the story of Moses. Now, you all know the story. After accidentally killing an Egyptian who was flogging a Hebrew, Moses became an outcast among his own Hebrew people. So he went off into the wilderness, where he dwelled for many years. Now, by the time he saw the burning bush and returned to Egypt to fulfill his destiny and free his people from Pharaoh, Moses was 80 years old. He had acquired decades of valuable desert survival experience. No wonder he was able to lead his people through the wilderness to the promised land. My dear friends, many of us are in the wilderness right now. Our lives are one massive, never-ending problem. We're struggling despite our best efforts, and everyone tells us that our breakthrough is round the corner. But let's be honest. We need that breakthrough right now, this week, this month, by the end of this year, because we have suffered, because we feel we deserve it. We look to God for a miracle to take us out of our life of hardship and bring us to a place of prosperity. Every morning we wake up, we start our days with a prayer, right? Then we open our eyes and our debts are still there, our bills are there, our nagging wife, our lazy husband, our hungry children, our faulty car, our stressful job, our abusive boss, our vindictive colleagues. We pray and pray, but the life we seek to escape from is right there waiting when we open our eyes from the prayer. So we start to wonder whether God will ever answer our prayers. But what we don't realize is that the stress of our present situation is actually the first part of the answer to our prayers, because before you are recruited for success, you need a strong CV of problem solving and experience. And you can't have that without ever having problems. We want our lives to change because we deserve it, right? But our lives will change when we are prepared for it, not because we deserve it. The beauty of it is that there is no set formula to how soon your CV will be complete so that your life will change. Moses came into his destiny after he turned 80. But David, on the other hand, came into his destiny when he was 15, when he declared that he would fight Goliath. King Saul took one look at him and shook his head and said, "You're just a boy. This guy is coming to eat you for breakfast." But David was not afraid. "Your Majesty, with all due respect, you don't know what I've been through. I've been tending to my father's sheep alone in the wilderness for years. I fought lions and bears and killed them with a single stone. I'm ready for this guy." My dear friends, the problems you are facing today are part of the answer to your prayers. If God will not expose you to a temptation that you are not equipped to face, then he certainly won't expose you to a blessing that you are not qualified to receive. Before status comes experience. Before success comes problems. Before reward comes toil. Before the promised land comes the wilderness. My name is Kojo Yankson, and I'm thankful for my problems, for they herald my blessings. Good morning, Ghana. Daddy Rowe.
Well, so Well, we're not bringing you all the problems we have in the world. We know what we face, but we want to tell you what also you need to know. As you do the introspection, then you accept your state, and so that will bring you all the best. So please stay with us. We're going to bring you the best news highlights we have in the studio right now. Stay with us.